はオティックさんが発表してくれます。オティックさんはインドネシア出身で、もともとインドネシアの大学の公衆衛生学部の講師をされていて、今は博士課程の1年生に通っています。今日は栄養不足の問題について講義してもらいます。講義が終わった後に10分ほど小テストの時間を取りますので、はい、よろしくお願いします。ではオティックさんお願いします。
Okay. Hi everyone. This is a very nice opportunity for me to standing here in front of you to give a lecture about Indonesia malnutrition later on, and I will give you some introduction of me and my country. So you can repeat it me. Selamat siang. Selamat siang. Once again. Selamat siang. Selamat siang. Thank you. Terima kasih. So, this is my name. My name is Oti Widyasuti. I am from Indonesia, and I am the first year student of medical science doctoral program, and I also the member of environmental science lab under guardians of Unmet Sensei. So, this is Indonesia. Who knows about Indonesia? Really? Thank you. Have you been to Indonesia? What do you know about Indonesia? Okay, let's go to Indonesia. Let's go to Indonesia. This is Indonesia. This is my country. So, we're going to have like well, short view about Indonesia, and you can see here. You can see here. This is my place. I work here in West Kalimantan, but I born here. There are so many islands in Indonesia. I was born in Java Island. It's in East Java. So this is Indonesia. You can see the man over there is our president, Insinyur Joko Widodo. Indonesia consists of 5 major islands. You can see. There are big shape here. This is Sumatra, that is Borneo, the shape like a bird, big bird, and then like a K, it's Sulawesi, and then here is Java, and everyone knows Indonesia is Bali. Bali. Do you know Bali? Ever heard about Bali? Yes, thank you. Bali is beautiful island, located here. Small one, but it's very famous. You can search in Google, Bali Island. So it's very famous. So over there is Papua. So this is Indonesia. And that was 5 major islands. Please, if you think that I speak very fast, you can stop me and I will repeat it again. You can raise your hand. The largest island was that I have mentioned, and Kalimantan was the big bird one. We also call it Borneo. So if you have heard about Borneo, that is Kalimantan and that is Indonesia. And the total islands, we have thousands of islands. 17,508 islands, in which about 6,000 are inhabited, and we have thousands also ethnic groups or tribes. 1,321 ethnic groups. And the capital is in Jakarta. Java Island. Java Island. This is Java. I was born here. This is Jakarta. Okay? And the area also very large. Some, square kilometers, billion of kilometers. And then with the population also huge, 276.4 million. And lots of males there. More males. So girls, if you think not enough male here, please come to Indonesia. Because we have so many males there. Lots more than female. So please, you can come to Indonesia. We have Bahasa Indonesia to unite the population, to unite the people, the citizen. And we have 3 regional, local languages. 300s, not 3, 300s. 300 local languages. And then life expectancy for men 68 years, and for women 72 years. Well, that is the overview a little bit about Indonesia. And now we're going to have sometimes to discuss about malnutrition in Indonesia. And this is our schedule, and later on we're going to have also examination, so please give attention. Well, under 5 malnutrition in Indonesia. And the content we're going to have, for the first time, we have overview of under 5 malnutrition, and then factors that related to under 5 malnutrition, and then we're going to have discussion about intervention of factors related to under 5 malnutrition, and model of empowerment and practice for workshop. And then after that, you're going to have 10 minutes examination. Well, this is the definition of under 5 malnutrition. It refers to deficiencies or excesses in nutrient intake of children under 5 years old, which shows imbalance, not balance, of essential nutrients or impaired nutrient utilization. You can find this definition in WHO. Actually, it's all over the website. If you just look and try to find in Google, you will find this kind of definition. And we have double burden. Even now, it's become like triple burden of malnutrition. Consists of both undernutrition and overweight. So we're going to have information here, knowledge about what kind of things inside the malnutrition, as well as diet-related non-communicable diseases, and we're going to know about the undernutrition. Undernutrition manifests in 4 broad forms. There are wasting, stunting, underweight, and also micronutrient deficiencies. You can have also the exploration about this knowledge in WHO website. How about under 5 malnutrition itself? Well, child nutrition is the key priority and forms part of the government's commitment to SDGs. Who knows about SDGs? It's a profession. Does anyone know about SDGs? What is SDGs? Yeah, thank you. Please. My goals. Sustainable. S for sustainable. D for development. Goal. S. Because the goal is not only one goal, but there are so many goals. You can also find the SDGs in website, Google. You can find what kind of goals right now do we have, especially for country for who has vulnerable population. So, child nutrition is the key priority and form part of the government's commitment to SDGs, which address issues from low birth weight to malnutrition. And good nutrition is the bedrock of child survival, health, and development. You can find it, the information more about this in United Nations Children's Fund. You can check your website or Google. And you know what? Indonesia became the fourth child in the world by country, 2023, the largest the child. So we can see here, number one is India. They have one somewhat. So Indonesia has number 4, the biggest amount. Okay, so we can now identify that there's so many duty for Indonesian government to face about this large population. And for world 4th largest child population, we can see here in Indonesia itself, there's over half of Indonesia's children live in 5 provinces. So in Indonesia, we have this population of children. The biggest one is in West Java. You still remember? Java in this location of island, the island location. One of the biggest islands in Indonesia is in Java. So this part of Java Island, West Java, has the largest amount of children. We have this amount. 18.6% of 80 million children in Indonesia are in West Java. The second one, East Java. My hometown, East Java. And then Central Java. Central Java is like also popular area actually. If you go to Java, it's almost the same as Bali. So if you want to go other side of Indonesia, like tourist area, you can go here, Central Java. We call it Yogyakarta. So you can come here, but this is one of the largest area for children population. And then next, North Sumatra. Sumatra, the island, like the first big island here, that is Sumatra. Do you know, have you ever, no, maybe you can remember about tsunami, the biggest tsunami in Indonesia, 2006 maybe. Does anyone know about tsunami in Indonesia? No? You? Okay. So, do you know that was occur where exactly part of Indonesia, the name of province or city in Indonesia? If you remember about the tsunami has occurred in Indonesia, do you know the name of the place or which island maybe? It's the name Sumatra Sumatra. So we have tsunami in Sumatra Island. It's the top of Sumatra Island. We call it Aceh. Aceh. We call it Aceh. So next, thank you for the information. So, in Japan, we have also tsunami, but before in Japan, I was in Japan in 2011. Do you guys remember about the tsunami occurred in here? In Sendai? Sendai, is it? Do you guys remember 2011? Tsunami in here. So we have also occurred before, 2006, I think, in Sumatra, Aceh. So here we have Banten. This is one of the largest population of children in Indonesia. Banten is also in Java Island. Yeah. Here. So we have under 5 malnutrition in the world. So there are 17. So Indonesia is one of the 17 of 117 countries with under 5 malnutrition. So Indonesia is one of those 17 countries. 100, yeah. Indonesia is in the 17 countries that has stunting, wasting, and overweight. So we can see lots of country also has malnutrition for under 5. Okay. And what is inside or the content of malnutrition? So we have here stunting, wasting, and overweight. Now overweight now become like obesity. Start from overweight. If we don't have any solution of overweight, that becomes obesity. It's a problem. Yes, it's a problem. But we can see later on. So stunting, maybe in here there's no stunting. Maybe there was a stunting here, but now Japan already controlled all the underweight problems for under 5 children. But in Indonesia, stunting is one of the health issue right now. Stunting is children under 5 who has short for its weight, for its height. So they are too short for their age. Too short for their age. So like, for example, for 3 years old child should be already in this height, for example. But the child is too short from its age. Okay, that we can see the picture. And then wasting. Wasting is also a problem because it's kind of like there is a malnourished problem here. The nutrition that should be intake by the children is less than their need. So there are 47 million children under 5 are wasted. They are too thin, too skinny, too thin for their height. So it compares weight for height. But here the comparison is height for age. age. Hate for age. And then we have, these are underweight, but that is overweight. The nutrient that has intake for the children is excess. So it has more nutrition that has already intake for the children comparing with the activity. So more calorie is exceeded that have already got into their body. So they get overweight. The children under 5 overweight because of the exceeded nutrient intake. Okay? You can have more information in here. UNICEF organization website. You can have more information about the 3 phases of malnutrition. And here, under malnutrition in Indonesia, we can see from our research, we have, once in 5 years, we have basic health research. And this is the results in 2018, and this is the newest our health research. So we can see here that stunting has the highest shape of this square. So it has the largest amount comparing to wasting and overweight. So it's a big issue for us. It's a big issue for us. Why stunting is a big issue? We can see the definition of stunting here. Stunting is the devastating result of poor nutrition in utero, womb, and early childhood. Children suffering from stunting may never attain their full possible height, so they cannot have a normal height. Their possible height and their brains may never develop to their full cognitive potential. They will have lackness in their cognitive ability. That's stunting. These children begin their lives at a marked disadvantage. They will face learning difficulties in school, earn less as adults, and face barriers of participation in their communities. Why? Why is that? Because they have lackness, not like normal children. So if, for example, children ask about mathematics, 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 2 times 2. Who knows about 2 times 2? The result is 4. For example, it's as simple as that. Normal kids will answer as quickly as they could answer. But for stunting, they're going to be slow to think about the answer. So that's a problem. Not only for that kid, but that will be a problem for the country. You can imagine if all kids, we have so many kids in Indonesia, have slow response. You can imagine that, right? So we're going to have decreasing ability in our population. That is a problem. So it's stunting. So next, it's wasting. It's a life-threatening result of poor nutrient intake and or disease. Children suffering from wasting have weakened immunity, too skinny, too thin, are susceptible susceptible to long-term developmental delays and face an increased risk of death, particularly when wasting is severe. These children require urgent feeding, treatment, and care to survive. In 2019, 47 million children under 5 were wasted, of which 14.3 million were severely wasted. So it's almost the same as stunting. They have also a dangerous impact because you can see the increased risk of death is like a ghost for these wasting children. Okay, it's overweight and obesity. It's one of the key risk factors for many non-communicable diseases, or we can say NCD, such as coronary heart disease, hypertension, stroke, many types of cancer because of obesity, because of overweight. Type 2 diabetes, gallbladder disease, and so on. Lots of NCD disease will follow this overweight. So if we cannot control since under 5 age, you're going to have those NCD disease in their teenage age, and so on and so on. The emergence of overweight and obesity has been shaped by industry marketing and greater access to perceived food along with lower level of physical activity. So many foods right now like instantly made. Well, for mothers, a working mother, for example, like we can able to see the overview of life nowadays. Everything needs to be fast. Everything needs to be like instantly. So be careful. If you eat something instantly, this one will occur. So what will happen? You can cook not just buying some instant food. You will avoid this one. Well, next one. How can we know that children, or maybe you, that we have already in the normal level of nutrient? Well, here WHO have application to calculate, to measure, are we in a normal nutrient? Are we in a safe level of nutrition intake? So this is, you can also search in a website of WHO. We call it WHO Anthrop. So you can count anthropometric. You can also assess your individual nutrition, and this will show you the contents of your food. The contents of your food. Is it already in the normal? Is it already in the normal level or not? Is it exceeded or less than what you need? Okay. So factors related to under 5 malnutrition, we can have here for basic causes. It's about characteristic, income, education, social capital, social culture, economy, political, wars. Is in here, is basic. So from this basic, if we can see above the basic, now it's influence to household food security. If you have not enough income, for sure, you cannot control about your household food. You cannot buy food if your income less than what you need. Also, education. If you have not enough education, for sure that you cannot have this knowledge of care, how to give care to the children, your children, and then how to feed your baby in a good way. It's about education. If you don't have education, you have not enough knowledge of those. And then also, from bad characteristic, you will have unhealthy environment and inadequate health service because you don't have good access to reach the good environment for health environment. You need to have good access to have good environment. From good education, good economic, that is for diversity. And then after that, we can hear, so if you can have the good food, well food, you can even get the well dietary intake. Also, you will have some diseases. And that was the whole things able to have malnutrition. So this is one of the interventions that we need to know. It's about how to prevent from the womb, how to prevent malnutrition so you will avoid malnourished problem. So we can see here.
メンタリスト大悟さんもおすすめ、科学的かつ効果的な全く新しい英会話習得法。
Maybe you can have like this one. Something, please stay. Okay, stay.
Every birth of an infant allows new beginnings. After being born, life expands with different illuminations, noises, smells, fabrics, movements, bodily touches, and rhythms. Infants enter a bodily, material, geographical, and ideological life space. Every child is a newcomer in the world. From ancient Greece, we learned about the cradle of democracy, a metaphor used to poetically describe the birthplace where the idea of the participant human was fostered. The metaphor also takes us to the infant. Living with the family, the infant, while developing, participates in a generational and relational space. They associate meaning and develop in a local and extended community and landscapes. The child will explore the landscapes, the shapes, rhythms, smells, and material that is made available for them. Entering the institutional world, the small child experiences a world structured by professional knowledge, rules, regulations, play landscapes, ideas and cultural habits. Certain expectations of the infant are embedded in the everyday institutional lives. The child's participation and engaging in the world bring new conditions and experiences for others. The child will be in a continuous state of becoming. Let us engage in creating a collaborative space for and with children.
So, now that is one of the interventions that we can have to have well prepared for the first 1,000 days of life of the children. Why is it 1,000? Because that will started from the baby in the womb. 270 days, 9 months in the womb. After that, we have to have well preparation. Since the baby get born until they are in 2 years old. That is the first important moment, a gold window for the babies to prevent the malnutrition, to prevent prevention. So who can do that? All sectors, all of the institution in that area, all sectors of society need to contribute to guarantee that nutrition food for children is available, affordable, safe and provided with care. We can see government and also all society, not only government actually, all society, all institution, all company even, private sectors, government, communities, has responsible of health sector, family and early childhood development, social protection, agriculture, and community, private sector, education, water, sanitation, and hygiene. We can have more information from UNICEF website. This is the intervention to prevent the malnutrition issue. And we can also have here a little bit about Indonesian malnutrition. So it's time to know about how to empower the people and solve the problem of malnutrition. Not only Indonesia actually. If we can empower the people, we can solve this malnutrition issue all over the world. So here is the model that already developed in this lab, in the lab of Amin Sensei. We have empowerment that means giving people hopes and dreams, offering them encouragement, and prompting them to generate within themselves the wonderful potential strength to live that everyone essentially has. And we have this empowerment model not only for self-empowerment, but we can also have community empowerment to strengthen what we have already had for preventing the health issues, and also peer empowerment. This has to be united, it has to be gathered to have more strength to empower the people, to give intervention about the health issue. So you can have more information at this source. Okay. Now these are the references, and we can have here. So as you can see that this little child kid has shortened than other kids, and wasting very thin skinny, too skinny for its age. Obesity is part of the malnutrition, which is quite dangerous because it has so many effects, complications in their organ and their body, such as those NCDs that I've mentioned. It can also end with a death case. For this young teenage, he already died last month because of obesity. Why? Because so many complications of NCDs disease. So this is also a big issue. That's why we call it double burden. Because not only because of overweight, but they are becoming adding NCDs in it. Also underweight. Sometimes we found that not only stunting they have, but also too skinny. So it's kind of double burden for one case of child. So it's workshop time. So before this, anyone have questions? Enough? Okay. Maybe Ako-san will explain a little bit about our workshop. Thank you.
はい、では皆さんにこれからワークショップをしてもらいます。皆さんにこれからこの ABC のアルファベットが書かれたカードを1グループ5枚ずつ配ります。8人から10人のグループを今から作ってもらうんですけど、1グループにつき5枚のこのカードを配ります。で、このカードを配られた後に、講義の中で栄養不良の問題3つあったと思います。ウェイスティング、スタンティングとオベシティ3つあったと思うんですけど、その問題点を3つのうちから1つグループで選んでください。で、その選んだ問題に対しての問題点を5つ考えてください。 例えばオベシティ、肥満を選んだとしたら、肥満に対しての問題点を5つ考えてください。で、考えた5つの問題点に関しての解決策を5つ考えてほしいです。で、その解決策を考えるときに使ってほしいのがこのカードです。解決策の頭文字が皆さんが引いたカードの頭文字になるようにしてほしいです。例えば J のカードを引いたとしたら J から始まる解決策を考えてほしいです。はい。で、そこで5つの解決策と問題点を考えてもらって模造紙にまとめてもらって最後に発表をしてもらいます。で、考えるときに意識してほしいのが、皆さんの目の前に栄養不良で困っている子どもがいることを想定してどうすればその子どもを元気づけてエンパワーメントすることができるのかっていうことを考えながらアイデアを検討してみてください。で、発表するときは歌を歌ってもらったりとかダンスを踊ってもらったりしてもらって構いません。安部先生も後ろからしっかり見ているので、はい、お願いします。なので今から8人から10人のグループを作ってもらっていいですか？で、作ったらそのグループの代表者1人が前にそのカードを取りに来てください。はい、何か質問ありますか？またグループごとに回るので質問があればお願いします。はい、じゃあグループを作ってください。
So the student will come to here to get the card.
Yes.
Yeah. So I prepared 2 sets of cards, 54 cards. So because the one set is only 27 cards, so it is not enough. カードもらいました？じゃあ
アルファベットが書かれてないイラストだけのカードがあるんですけど、これはラッキーカードです。このカードを引いたグループは何でも好きなアルファベットを選ぶことができます。はい、お願いします。
たいんです。
はい。
十分。
あ、大丈夫です。
すみません、グループの代表者手を挙げてもらっていいですか。何個のグループできたか確認したいんですけど。